Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, this is Gaming Assembled. In this video we are looking at my top 5 characters for starting a roleplay campaign in the 1066 bookmark. When you talk to anyone, certainly in Britain, about the year 1066, you could be forgiven for thinking that the only rulers of consequence at the time were those involved in the battles of Stamford Bridge and at Hastings. This could not be further from the truth though. History stops for no man, no matter how powerful he is, and it also didn't happen in a vacuum. The world of 1066 did not revolve around the fate of England, and in my choice of 5 dynasties to recommend for your next playthrough, you will see that there are many options out there. Before we get started though, if you find this video helpful, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting below. And check out my Inheritance series and Madeira campaign on CK3 if you haven't already. But for now, let's dive in. At number 5, we have Khan Hanji of Great Liao, of the Liao dynasty. Your father was Khan Zhongzhen, posthumously known as Emperor Xingzong, and despite his early death at the age of 39, you have taken the throne without any problems or succession crisis whatsoever. Originally known as the Great Khitan State when it was founded, the name of your realm has alternated between this and the name Great Liao. As 1066 dawns, you have once again changed the name back to Great Liao, representing the wider range of cultures of peoples that you have following you under your banner. Your realm has a proud history, and a great deal of past connections, interactions, intrigue, politics, and conflict within the wide-reaching influences of Imperial China that is centred to the southeast of your lands. Historically, Khan Hanji's reign was known for scholarly study and very little military conflict with other settled neighbouring peoples. But will you take his realm in a different direction? Next at number 4 is Maharaja Jayasima of the Paramara Kingdom and the Paramara dynasty. You inherited your realm in 1055, as well as a large pair of shoes to fill. The Paramara kingdom reached its zenith under your father, Maharaja Bhoja, and expectations on you were high to say the least. Your realm is bordered on 3 sides by kingdoms just as strong as yours, or even stronger, and your lands are divided into areas of different cultural and religious beliefs. Tread carefully. Historically, Maharaja Jayasima was dethroned in 1070 through the intervention of the Kalyani Chalukya dynasty, who hold the lands to your south. Your uncle, Udayaditya, brother to your late great father, succeeded you. Can you change your fate and exceed the success of your father's rule? And number 3 is the Conteville dynasty, where there is a choice of 2 brothers to play as, Count Odo of Bayeux or Count Robert of Avranches. Although the world didn't revolve around the events that occurred at Hastings, they did still happen. This is a different viewpoint, however. Your father was Herluin de Conteville, who was also stepfather to Duke William I of Normandy, making him your half-brother. With regards to power, you are very much in the shadow of and riding the coattails of your more famous half-sibling. Historically, Odo was, with the invasion of England, granted the earldom of Kent, and he gained many other estates of land over the coming years. He was, for a time, the second most powerful man in the kingdom after King William himself. He is also thought to have commissioned the Bayeux Tapestry, which included a depiction of him fighting at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. He later landed himself in trouble on multiple occasions, lost many of his lands, and spent time in prison, before eventually dying years later on his way to join the First Crusade. Historically, Robert, his brother, was a loyal and valued supporter of Duke William. He was rewarded richly for his support, with many estates in England, particularly in the earldom of Cornwall. He fought against the invading Danes in 1069 in northern England, but after that he was very much an absentee landlord of his English lands, and spent his time in Normandy before his death in 1095. Regardless of which brother you choose to play as, can you use your support of the Duke to climb high as happened in history? Or will you climb out of his shadow and claim greater glory in your own right? Number 2. Mankan Tonka Menin of Ghana, the Cisse dynasty. Your ancestors have ruled these lands for centuries, long enough that the details of where and when it all started have been lost to time. Ghana sits proudly under your leadership and potentially poised to be master of all the small fractured states to your south, should you wish it. Historically, Ghana's position enabled it to grow wealthy from trans-Saharan trade routes in gold, salt and more. And the opportunities for glory are there, but so too are the dangers. To your north, the Almoravids loom. Far more powerful than you, can you hope to survive? Some historians talk of the end of your family's rule and Almoravid aggression towards Ghana in the late 1070s. But can you change that fate? Finally, number 1, we have Count Raymond of Sedania, of the Sedania dynasty. You are ruler of a small county, with few resources at your disposal and even less influence on wider events as you begin. You do have one major advantage though. Your house is connected. As a cadet branch of the much larger Barcelona dynasty, you are related and distantly related to multiple other great houses and title holders, and there is even a distant through marriage connection to the King of France. Your vassal status to Duke Raymond of Barcelona offers you some insulation against the aggression of your neighbours in the Iberian struggle, but can you use this to raise your house to dominance? After all, you share the same blood as the House of Barcelona. Why should they rule and not you? These 5 picks are some of my favourites for new campaigns on CK3 in the 1066 bookmark. But they're just my choices. What do you think? Have you got favourites that I didn't mention and have even more roleplay potential? Would you have ranked my choices differently? Comment below, share your thoughts, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.